Welcome to my channel Lakshmi Narayan, and subscribe please if you are new to here. A solar eclipse occurs when the moon passes between Earth and the Sun, thereby obscuring Earth's view of the Sun, totally or partially. Such an alignment coincides with a new moon, indicating the moon is closest to the plane of the Earth's orbit. In a total eclipse, the disk of the Sun is fully obscured by the moon. In partial and annular eclipses, only part of the Sun is obscured. If the moon were in a perfectly circular orbit and in the same orbital plane as Earth, there would be total solar eclipses every new moon. Instead, because the moon's orbit is tilted at about 5 degrees to Earth's orbit, its shadow usually misses Earth. An eclipse is a natural phenomenon. In some ancient and modern cultures, solar eclipses were attributed to supernatural causes or regarded as bad omens. Astronomers' predictions of eclipses began in China as early as the 4th century BC. Eclipses hundreds of years into the future may now be predicted with high accuracy. Looking directly at the Sun can lead to permanent eye damage, so special eye protection or indirect viewing techniques are used when viewing a solar eclipse. Only the total phase of a total solar eclipse is safe to view without protection. Enthusiasts known as eclipse chasers or umbraphiles travel to remote locations to see solar eclipses. Historical eclipses are a very valuable resource for historians, in that they allow a few historical events to be dated precisely, from which other dates and ancient calendars may be deduced. The Chinese king Zhong Kang supposedly beheaded two astronomers, Hsi and Ho, who failed to predict an eclipse 4,000 years ago. Perhaps the earliest still unproven claim is that of archaeologist Bruce Mass, who putatively links an eclipse that occurred on 10th May 2807 BC with a possible meteor impact in the Indian Ocean on the basis of several ancient flood myths that mention a total solar eclipse. The ancient Greek historian Herodotus wrote that Thales of Miletus predicted an eclipse that occurred during a battle between the Medes and the Lydians. Both sides put down their weapons and declared peace as a result of the eclipse. Herodotus also reports a solar eclipse at Sparta during the Second Persian invasion of Greece. Chinese records of eclipses begin at around 720 BC. The 4th century BC astronomer Shishen described the prediction of eclipses by using the relative positions of the moon and sun. Attempts have been made to establish the exact date of Good Friday by assuming that the darkness described at Jesus' crucifixion was a solar eclipse. This research has not yielded conclusive results, and Good Friday is recorded as being at Passover, which is held at the time of a full moon. In the Western Hemisphere, there are few reliable records of eclipses before AD 800, until the advent of Arab and monastic observations in the early medieval period. The Cairo astronomer Ibn Yunus wrote that the calculation of eclipses was one of the many things that connect astronomy with the Islamic law, because it allowed knowing when a special prayer can be made. The first recorded observation of the corona was made in Constantinople in AD 968. The first known telescopic observation of a total solar eclipse was made in France in 1706. 9 years later, English astronomer Edmund Halley accurately predicted and observed the solar eclipse of 3rd May 1715. By the mid-19th century, scientific understanding of the Sun was improving through observations of the Sun's corona during solar eclipses. The corona was identified as part of the Sun's atmosphere in 1842, and the first photograph of a total eclipse was taken of the solar eclipse of 28 July 1851. Spectroscope observations were made of the solar eclipse of 18 August 1868, which helped to determine the chemical composition of the Sun.